Record.
Okay, that's the first thing people hear on this recording.
Do it. You won't.
Record. I did. Just
edit it down, man. Just edit it down.
I'm not going to edit it down.
Right.
Listen, this is the energy people need to know that they're going into this episode with. All right? This episode, by the way, brought to you by Oxygen and the letter A positive, which is my blood type. Battletech, Oath of Endosteel, Season 4, Episode 8, 3045. After, I believe, 2 attempts to make it to the Kerensky Ball, we are finally going to the Kerensky Ball this episode. It's happening. It's happening for real. Friends, the last time we had an episode was on October 20th, 2023. It is now, for those of you watching this in a playlist, January 28th, 2024. It's been a hot minute, like 3 months.
Oceans are now battlefields.
Oceans are now battlefields.
When was the last one? Was I even living in DC yet when we last
You
played?
were, yeah.
Okay.
October 20th.
I think you just moved.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I just started my job.
Yeah.
Crazy time. I don't think I had passed the bar exam yet.
That is
you
correct. I don't think you did either.
You hadn't gotten official news. That's right.
Yes.
So
You'd taken it, but you hadn't gotten.
We
it.
talked privately in
Yeah.
December where you told us, but
you're
since we last played, I found out that I passed the bar exam. So I am now a real true lawyer for everyone who's wondering.
Yeah,
sure. Like I say, I'm a real true engineer. Yeah.
The owl delivered his wand and everything. It's pretty awesome.
The slowest flying birds of nature, the owl.
Yes.
The legal owl. Yes.
I got my legal wand, which if you don't bring to court with you, you're not allowed to represent anyone.
You're not a true lawyer without your legal wand.
Yeah. Anyway.
Listen, this sounds like some UK common law shit, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they do have to wear fucking wigs.
They do have to wear the wigs.
And call each other barristers.
Which is different than solicitor.
Yeah, so if we were in the UK, I would be a solicitor, not a barrister, because I'm a transactional attorney.
Oh,
but...
I'm sorry, but no solicitors allowed here.
Damn it.
Ooh. Double jeopardy.
AP would have that on the front of their door.
That's not double jeopardy. That's not even close to how that works.
Anyway.
Where's your wand? Pull out your wand.
He's just
It's good to
saying
be back.
words.
It's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're barely back. We're barely back. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. We had way less pre-talk than I thought we were going to have, and I know it's going to spill into this episode for sure. We got started only 15 minutes late, which is about 15 minutes faster than we normally do. For sure, we are going to wander this episode.
I mean, do we ever not wander in any episode?
I'm really glad you...
Especially when we're like this, like punch happy and like ready to just like, oh yeah, we're playing Battletech again. Okay.
It's the Kerensky Ball hype.
It's the Kerensky Ball hype. You guys didn't even remember it was a Kerensky Ball until I mentioned it about 5 minutes ago.
I've been waiting for this ball
I played the
5
fifth.
whole minutes.
Well, it's the Federated Commonwealth, so you don't have a Fifth Amendment right to do anything. It's like when people plead First Amendment rights in Canada and the judge goes, the Manitoba Act?
Oh, Canada.
That's the
You
first
silly
amendment of Canada
place.
is the recognition of Manitoba.
Nice.
Oh, Canada.
U.S. media has ruined the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's definitely true. That I can agree with.
There are some recollections from the last hour of the last episode. An upset fish was shoved by Angus McDougall. Fish took a swing back. Fish got like a 3 and you got like a 10. And rather than push Fish around, you just dodged his blow and embarrassed him. And then you acted like you were king shit champion of the world. You then,
That sounds like me.
You received permission to train with Yusuf Wheat, which you've been seeking for a while. And as soon as you got permission, you told him to fuck himself. And you promised yourself privately to destroy Yusuf and Maya Hiroka so that you don't have to marry her sister.
Yeah, that's right. It's all coming back. I
And
remember
you
my plan.
also have muttered to yourself loudly in a public place about how you're going to kill Tamari. You also said that you were going to create a new mercenary company to defeat Yusuf's mercenary company and take over control of his. Well, you would remember, Sam, because you went 3 or 4 characters down the line. It's just going to be EricVulgaris having started a bunch of mercenary companies that all fight each other.
I remember that.
Guy who literally
had scene, and I was cracking up.
Guy who literally has destroy Yusuf's mercenary contract as a goal on his character sheet. Voice. I don't remember that.
Yeah. And you were thinking about challenging Badger to a duel for reasons that were never explained to anyone. You just said, I'm going to challenge Badger to a duel. That's it.
I'm awesome.
Vibes.
Okay,
yeah.
that's certainly... you can believe that for sure.
Yeah, that's subjective.
What would you do without me?
EricVulgaris, everybody. EricVulgaris.
All right.
Celeste Reincolt has invited Triton Bassett Latour, the bad boy, Sebastian Bassett's heir, who is running away from home for unknown but possibly treasonous to the Draconis Combine reasons, to join her. Athena has some problems. Celeste had some problems, sorry. Wait, is it Athena that invited Triton?
No.
No?
That was Celeste.
I thought it was Celeste as well. I don't know why my notes say that. So Celeste has invited Triton because she's trying to dodge her mother. As we all know, November the 5th is the date of the Kerensky ball. And there was a promise at the end of the year that you would be involved so that your mother would not need to arrange marriages for you.
The whole idea with Triton was that Celeste could be like, see, Mom, I'm doing what you said.
Yes.
And then she would be like, get upset about that.
Right.
And then
but your mom isn't an idiot,
that.
so she's going to make a role she's pretty good at to read you and read this young man who doesn't know that this is your plan to use him as what is essentially a beard to shield yourself from your mother. That's most of what's going on with you, except for the little thing that you're investigating your father.
Yeah.
You are investigating your father because you're trying to find evidence to take him down. Instead, you found someone is either your Aunt Morgan is doing tax fraud and money laundering, or someone is doing it in her name. They're taking her merchandise from Solaris, shipping it on world, and then getting it through Angus's customs officials without having paid any tax on it or, import fees.
That one's going to be tricky because that could be so many people doing that.
You don't want to tug on that string. That thread should not be.
It could absolutely be Morgan. It could be Lachlan. It could be Angus. It really could be so many people doing that.
It could be so many people.
But not Athena.
Part of that reveal came with the knowledge that there's only one person who really knows what has gone down in the past with your dad, who's been there for all of his shenanigans, but specifically the worst one, which was, we know that it was lying about the death and framing of the bombing, the lake bombing, to Sebastian Bassett. And the only person who doesn't work for your father that was there is Badger. So you've made the determination that you want to talk to Badger at the Kerensky ball.
I did think of one thing, though, AP.
Yes?
Wasn't Sir Tyr Sauron also involved with that whole scheme?
Sir Tyr Sauron is your father's closest friend and greatest
No,
knight.
I know. I'm not saying that I think that that's like a good lead, but I just want to make sure I remember who all knows
Tyr Sauron,
everything. He also knows almost everything.
Tyr Sauron was not there for that because you didn't go by dropship. Yusuf was there, but Yusuf does work for your father more often than not. Your dad hires Yusuf quite often.
I just wanted to make sure that I was clear who knew what, because if I was pretty sure that Sauron knew almost all of the misdeeds.
I think that as Lachlan's former player, if you want to say that Tyr Sauron knows, he knows.
Yeah, that seems right to me, because he was like Lachlan's closest, second in command type.
Like he was the first one united, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because he's the one who saved us when Kuro died.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention about Angus is that he was arrested and then framed somebody else for his crimes.
Special Agent Kyle Birch was resigned. As
absolutely destroyed as Angus pulled out an Uno reverse card on him.
Yeah. But
Athena.
Oh, man. Oh boy, here we
You're
go.
in some hot water yourself. You hired
I don't remember
Peace.
that.
You hired P Sensei, the weird guy who's also very cool and not strange at all, who runs the Talent 7 young men's idol group, to be your tutor on charisma and presence.
Forgot about that.
His first advice to you was to treat everyone around you like they're naked and you are not, so that you feel more powerful than them. And then he got a pretty good teaching role, and you ace your role to do charisma. So
right.
You are going to the Kerensky ball, feeling 110%, about to show off your stuff. And yeah, I think that's got us mostly caught up here. Let's take a look at our goals. So here are the goals that I have written down. You may want to alter them as per our 3 to 4 month later decision-making process. I believe these are Sam's goals are dodge suitors at the Kerensky ball and find evidence of the McDougall skeletons.
Yeah, I have used the Kerensky ball to avoid marriage obligations, but that sounds about the same.
Okay. I have 2 goals for you, Eddie, but one of them is bolded, so I think you finished it. So one goal is secure the continent from the invasive predator species, and the other is give a speech at the Kerensky ball to prove my public speaking confidence.
Yes. And I think the larger goal with the secure thing is like the protect Khan's assets. So there was like, I think for this episode, it might be interesting to, I kind of feel like I want to do something with family. Like I want to have some scenes with these 2 fuckers, where maybe something came up with like Angus getting arrested and it like tying back to the cons in some way. I don't know if that's something that like would percolate to Athena like this quick. I don't know how quickly that happened, I should say. But I like the idea of like us having a confrontation about like, so brother, what's going on with special do you happen to know what happened to Special Agent Birch? He seemed to be doing such a good job. And just having like a full, maybe a confrontation, because I know that you've got some goals around fucking with the Khan's assets and things like that from the lumberyard.
So Eric, your goals that I have on paper here are the Khan lumberyards will answer to me and gather allies for my breakup.
I want to refine that a little bit.
Okay.
I want to sway Triton Bassett to my cause to get out of my marriage.
Oh, swayed. So is that your first or second goal now?
First goal. Sway Triton Bassett to my cause to get out of my marriage to the Hirokas, aka the breakup. But I just had the thought, man, I might just sabotage myself and basically put a gun to my own head against my family and be like, get me out of this. Otherwise, I will ruin us. So, basically being such an embarrassment that you have to save my face for me.
It's so incredible that you are at peak reputation with your father He trusts you more than he ever has. He's given you one of his personal Battlemechs. He gave you a mission of making sure your sisters pass their Mechwarrior qualification test, which you did. You've never been in higher esteem with him. You just proved that you could be independent of fish. And now you're like, I'm going to fuck everything up.
Well, nobody's helping me get out of my fucking breakup. Because I isolate and destroy everyone that I love. Shut up. It's your fault.
I remember you were trying to pitch us now. Like, you were trying to pitch us each, like, hey, help me get out of this.
And both of you said no.
I think Athena's still on the fence. Like, I don't think you've convinced her one way or the other.
All right, well, okay, well, in our scene,
so I think okay. Let's have that confrontation, and maybe it's your like final attempt. Like, it's like, you do this or I fuck our family.
But Celeste, you muted Sam. I assume you and I had the conversation, and you were like, "I'm on my own."
I remember the pitch being really bad.
Yeah, that sounds like me. That sounds like me.
So yeah, like I did turn down the pitch, I'm pretty sure, because I remember it being a bad pitch.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I remember this also because, like,
sorry, okay,
Nina was very much like, "Oh, I gotta help my brother out," and then you gave this really terrible pitch, and then she was like, "Maybe I should."
All right, but to circle back for the game. So my first goal is still sway Triton Bassett, and then the other one would be sway Athena to my cause. I'm just gonna do both. All right, is that cool?
Okay.
I don't
double down.
Experience. I don't know her.
This always does double down.
Yeah, I think the new goal that kind of ties in is like figure out what's going on with my brother.
Yeah, I have to find people at their low points and just like strong arm them to my cause. Is what I need to do. I need my island of misfit toy soldiers. That's what I need. So as long as everybody's on the down, then I can swoop in.
So the first scene we see is an old trembling hand dropping some antacids in a glass of water before taking a sip, and we can see that it's a informal counseling session between former Detective Fish and some sort of social worker, as he's like, and then that young pup took a swing at me and I've lost my edge. All I think about now is that death is coming for me. I wake up every morning and wonder what it's going to be like when there's nothing left of me, when I'm just gone. There was a time when kids his age would have respected the badge, even as a former police detective. And now this hotshot thinks he can take a swing at me, and he did, and he did it, and I couldn't do anything about it. He totally manhandled me. This kid is young enough to be my grandson. You know, there was a time where if someone had done that to me, I would have put two in the back of his head, dropped him in the river, and made sure that the missing persons report that gets filed eventually gets squashed, and no one ever talks to the family ever again. Complete media blackout. You know? And now this guy, he swallows hard and then takes another sip of the bubbling antacids. As the counselor's like, so I can see that's how it's made you feel. But we've talked about this a lot. You're more than your work. You have to find a hobby to do. Have you considered taking up woodworking? A lot of men your age enjoy making boats. And Fish goes, yeah, I get that my nickname's Fish, but the ocean is like 500 miles in any direction from the capital city. So,
many
unless I'm going to buy a boat.
Painting miniature versions of mechs.
And
it's very small mechs made out of plastic that you can paint.
And playing out war games that are safe in your basement.
All right. The counselor says that, and he says, war games? I don't want to play no fucking war games. It's for a bunch of losers. painting tiny mechs? That's just gonna sit in my garage forever. You think any... I got good pull, okay? You think any woman's gonna look at me twice after she sees a garage full of half-painted miniature battle mechs? You know what that screams of? Desperation, all right? My garage is filled with guns and also photographs of me taking down all of the criminals I've ever taken down at my biggest busts, all right? The Nova Coke epidemic of 3022, you know who took care of that? Me. I put my nose to the grindstone 20 years ago, and I put all the bad guys away. The crab strangler, he strangled his last crab because of me. That's what got you? The crab strangler, Eric?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm just shocked to learn that fish won the war on drugs.
Yeah.
Just on Nova Coke. Only on Nova Coke.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It would be like being like, it's an assault weapons ban, and we ban these 3 really specific guns, but not any of these other guns.
I mean, it would be very science fiction of the 1980s for like one of the things to just be like, yeah, and we won the war on drugs.
There's no explanation.
Yeah. It's just like a blank stare afterwards. You're just like, oh, you just won it. Okay.
Oh, there's no explanation. Kind of like how in Star Trek we went from an incredibly capitalistic, completely divided globe to Starfleet in 50 years. With no explanation about that missing time period. It was just the Vulcans showed up and we became socialists.
Oh, man. Wow.
We fade out on Fish contemplating old age, death, the nature of his relationship with his employer, Lachlan McDougall, and how much he wants to absolutely fucking murder Angus. If he can find a way to get away with it in such a way that doesn't lead back to him. And we cut to a swanky, roaring 20s, big band style Kerensky ball as who's coming in first with...
Sorry. The camera, it has to do this way. I'm so sorry. It's just in my head. The camera like goes through like the Alka-Seltzer water or whatever into like a champagne glass transition. Sorry, it's like super important. It's really important I said that. All right, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. We got it. We got our cinematography down. The camera goes in and pulls back out. The waiter, is following the waiter with the champagne flute on his tray. Who comes in first, and do you have a date? Wow, this level of awkwardness is exactly what I expect from people who paint miniatures in their free time.
I can go first. I mean, so Celeste has a date, right? Because she's going with Triton. So presumably they show up together.
Triton is a slightly shorter than advertised man wearing very nice dress shoes, black slacks, and like a t-shirt of a tuxedo. Rather than
tuxedo t-shirt? Yes. It says he's formal, but he likes to party.
Yes.
Oh my
He
God.
has immensely curly, very tightly curled with frosted tipped hair that makes him look... Every part of this young man makes it look like he walked out of the 1990s.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got 2 gold rings in his right ear and none in his left.
Good. Celeste will try very hard not to roll her eyes when she first sees him. How old is he? He's younger than her, right?
Let me consult my guide. Triton is 17.
Yeah, so she's 20. So he's a fair bit younger, especially for that age. It's 20s themed. That's the vibe of this one.
2020s themed? Like, are we all wearing masks?
Is that what I'm picking up?
It's the roaring 20s. It's economic pickup time. We can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, so Celeste has got the kind of like 20s crime movie femme fatale look going, right? Like mob boss wife
Yeah.
is the vibe.
You're about to walk into a
decided
private
with.
detective's office and go, someone murdered my husband and I need to know who.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So she'll just go in with Triton. I think she's trying to like make small talk. The whole point of this is it has to look like she's really into Triton, so she's definitely making it seem to her mother like she is not embarrassed by how ridiculous and how much like Kevin Federline her date looks.
As she goes in with you,
Incredible pull.
He holds his elbow out to go elbow in elbow with you.
Yeah, she'll take it.
And he says somewhat sardonically, ironically, my lady. And he smiles for all of the cameras as you go in. He goes, they love this kind of thing.
Yeah, she'll play along.
So, I'm new to the planet. What do you think my chances are of getting a meeting with the Duchess? I was hoping to reclaim my family's estates and power. I mean, as you may know, my father was never formally tried for anything.
You don't waste any time getting down to business, do you?
Well, I'd rather get this conversation out of the way now before people start showing up at the ball and it gets real awkward.
I imagine that Harmony will see you. I just doubt it would be a particularly productive meeting. As you point out, you do still have rights. I'm sure if you ask for an audience, you know how these things go.
Well, sounds like you don't think my chances are very good. What do you think I can do to improve them?
As long as my father's around, I don't think it's likely that he's going to allow a Bassett to maintain a center of power on the planet. Oh my goodness, Kitty.
Should I be rebranding as Triton Latour? I'm sure my mother would be thrilled. He smiles at you while he says that, by the way. It's super insolent.
Yeah, she'll laugh. She'll say, honestly, I know you're being sarcastic, but that probably would help you.
I'm afraid that my mother's estates were seized since she was still alive and could be tried in absentia.
I'm just trying to point out that there are certain folks on the planet here that still maintain sizable power, whether or not the Duchess would prefer that to be the case. And those people still have unfond memories of your late father.
He takes a look at you and gently guides you over towards a drinks area. And very seriously drops any fuckboy pretense and says, I'm hearing a lot from you that maybe you don't like your father so much.
Let me think about that.
Because what you just said right now was, was not very positive toward your dad.
Yeah. I think Celeste will go, who really? I don't know what could make you think that. He's such a very likable man.
Sounds like I'm not the only one looking to gain power within their house. We could be better allies than enemies.
You think that I brought you here to be my enemy?
I have no idea why you brought me here. I deeply appreciate it.
Well, originally the idea was to throw my mother off of my back a little bit, insisting that I find someone to marry. But perhaps it was also a convenient excuse to start to build alliances, as you say. But that has to come later. See, trust is very important. You never know where there are ears listening. She just kind of like, I think she like snags like a couple champagne glasses as a waiter walks by, right?
Okay. Who's next to enter the Kerensky ball, and who are they coming with, if anyone?
You can go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, I wanted to. I think with that fantastic roll that I did on the charisma and like teachings, I think, and I'm going to put this to you, AP, in terms of like how you think this might play out best from like a practical standpoint. Would it be more powerful for her to come in on her own with? Or someone escorting her, but then she like quickly dismisses them as if they were just there to bring her in, or someone that has some power.
That's second option. I mean, that is definitely a power move, but it also says I'm a psychopath.
Yeah. So
to go to a ball with someone, go through the entrance with them, and then immediately dismiss them is real. Gonna be ex-wife energy. I'm taking half in the divorce.
Well, I guess like, I mean, it can definitely play out in a different way, but my general thinking is like, I think she's coming in with the intention of presenting herself as someone of stature, right? She's trying to I mean, she already has stature, but I'm just saying, like, she's trying to come in with an air of confidence. And so, yeah, who would make sense to have on her arm, if anyone?
I don't know that I can answer that for you. You don't know a lot of people, fortunately.
Yeah. That's kind of why I was leaning on you to maybe help me out with that. I was looking through the generations, like the wiki. Mm-hmm. I didn't see one immediately that jumped out.
The only unattached male person, and again, I'm defaulting to male, but you don't have any female friends either. The only person you know that isn't married is the political scientist Kyle Powers.
Kyle Powers.
Isn't there some kind of social role that you can make in this game?
Yeah, to some extent, if you want to.
Yeah, there's like Culture Whittington.
Yes.
You could see if you know someone.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, I have Culture World. I don't know if that counts towards that.
Your Culture World is for the world of Whittington.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
all right.
Let's do it to let's let the dice decide.
The fate of your date.
Or who it may be. Would you give me a +1 for the excellent teaching role and like the...
No.
Wow. So
why would I give you a plus? The opposite should be true. I should be not penalizing you for being incredibly awkward.
Hard to argue with that.
Fair.
This is your role playing that you established. I'm not going to give you a bonus.
Okay, so I'm trying to reread this because, forgive me.
You roll 2d6. You're going to roll...
I have... Well, I'm looking at my stats is what I'm trying to find. So I have...
and what, charisma?
Right. So let's see. I have a 14.
Okay. So you have a +1.
2.
And then how many ranks do you have in cultural world? Culture.
I have 1 rank.
Okay, so that's a +0. So you have a +1 to this roll.
Why does it say charisma is +2?
It shouldn't be. A +2 in this system requires you to have an 18.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so 2d6.
Yep.
Someone's making pyramids.
That sounds like a conspiracy.
Well, what? It's not doing the
You're not rolling them, you're flipping them. There you go.
What?
Well, that's a pretty good roll.
Ooh, that's boxcars.
What would you consider to be a best case scenario here?
I walk in and immediately people are. I think it's like to the point where this is kind of testing her in her newfound like social skills. Because I think the first time that she came out, the last time we had a Karinsky ball, she was awkward and immediately shut down as people swarmed her. I think now it's like people swarm her and she's confidently like addressing people, like creating connections. Like now everyone wants to know her, and now it's like she's actually making those connections and not as awkward as she used to be. That would be the best case scenario.
I mean, it sounds like you don't need anyone, is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Yeah. I think she just walks in confidently on her own. And I think the outfit speaks for itself. She is, oh gosh.
Hold on, because last time we talked, you had your hair dyed Natasha Kerensky red and we're trying to be a badass.
Yeah.
Is that still true? Are you going in combat boots?
No, I think it's like someone of I think she's because of those lessons, she's dressed up fashionably.
Okay.
So I think it's more of like, I don't know if a gown would be more appropriate, or for McDougall's family, like it would definitely be somewhat maybe on the flashier side.
I feel like there's someone from a fashion channel, you know, this is kind of like the Oscars or the Grammys or something.
Right. It's
where
like,
there's someone doing live on the red carpet and they're like, wow, what a statement, showing up without a date to the Kerensky ball. It's Athena really blossoming here tonight into her own. We've never seen anything like this.
that laugh got me. Sorry.
You're welcome.
This is like the equivalent of what's that show? PR1 from MTV.
I don't know.
Yes. I think I don't know if that's the name, but I
TL1. The guy with the black hair.
Yes.
I don't know. Set in New York. Like I'm just thinking of like real world. Like this is like peak MTV. Like
yes. Oh yes, for sure.
Like
this is
real world.
You know,
like
sure.
Yeah, entertainment news. Yeah, like at that time, right? Like the era of Blink 182, like whatever that is.
Pre Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I think
we're
it's
solidly stuck in the 90s today. What is happening?
Dude, we're in the 30s. This is the equivalent of the 1990s.
We're 30-45.
Oh, man, I'm old.
We're in the 30s.
I'm imagining like you said, there's like the news the entertainment caster, the fashion caster, and like there's photographers like taking photos as they're coming as she's walking in, and like and people are like kind of turning heads and doing double takes, and then like as her like there's like the kind of that trying to meander and being close to her if they're close to the line. I think that's how she enters.
Perfect. The Chiron at the bottom of the news report says she don't need a man as you enter. Really?
Right.
That is a early 2000s Pussycat Dolls song. Eric is looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I'm looking that I'm crazy because I don't have the Pussycat Dolls on my 1996 to 2006 movie watch list. So sorry. Hang on, remedying
this. It's not
this.
a movie. That's a band. The Pussycat Dolls.
Josie and the Pussycats is definitely
different. Josie and the Pussycats is a band that was also a movie that was also an animated series by Hanna-Barbera. The Pussycat Dolls are a band from the early 2000s that were like 5 women who were. It was like the post Spice Girls.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I remedied by sending it to you.
Thank you for knowing the deep lore.
I'm absolutely killing it at women's band trivia right now.
Yeah.
Of the 1990s and early 2000s.
Giving us the deep women's pop group lore. I appreciate it. Okay.
Just wait until I reveal the fact that goth isn't just a type of girlfriend. It's actually a type of music genre. That's real.
I'm not ready for that.
That's real. That's where it came from.
All right, can we? Anyways, yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
Jesus. All right, it's your time now, EricVulgaris. I would have Eddie do more stuff, but he came in alone. So there's no Pete to talk to.
I have to show up in the cold, dead embrace of Carmen, which is great. We have to show up together.
Cold, dead embrace.
No, I meant sorry, rhetorical. Like our relationship has no life to it.
I thought she liked it.
Carmen likes you, but not likes you. She just likes you as like a friend because you've known each other forever. And she also knows that her sister knows that you're super gay. So
yeah,
Carmen probably also knows that you are in a committed relationship with one of the cons.
Yeah, Morgan. So I need to get. Yeah. So anyways, I don't like Carmen, so I'm having to hide it because I need to break up with her and make it no fault of my own.
Carmen is doing a very low key Princess Diana. She's not like full on doing it, but she is. Why is everybody reacting to that so weird?
Diana-ing.
She's Diana-ing. She's playing it up to the cameras and making you and her, but mostly you, look better by like smiling and giving that sort of the touch that the people want, right? I feel like it's not unusual to say that Angus is not someone who appeals to the common man. He's a incredibly rich, incredibly sheltered, violent criminal who is given one of the highest positions of power in the world. So again, I don't know that he appeals to the common people, but Carmen is like the second daughter, kind of nice girl.
That is such an incredible description.
Yeah,
that description.
Like, those descriptors are like fuck.
That descriptor definitely describes some pretty charismatic people in real life. So like, I think
that is true.
But that doesn't mean that
it's not a good thing, though.
Yes.
No, it's
the
not.
People that love Princess Diana are not the same people that love the Queen. Let's be really clear here. Like
true.
Princess Diana stands, are also nowadays they'd be Meghan Markle stands, not Prince Andrew stands. Get my drift. Sure. You may appeal to a certain subgroup of people who like psychopathic criminals running their life as God-given monarchs, but she is trying to humanize your relationship and just be nice to people and smile, and maybe she steps out of line a little bit. Maybe she talks over the rope to people.
Can we drive this to a roll to see if how good this works? It doesn't have to end in a snafu, but I want to know whether or not she cracks my slightly icy demeanor.
Ah, I see. This is a proto-simp behavior. I see. All right.
New law in the proto-simp.
She got a 7. I would say that with Tamari as her mom and Jasper as her dad, she probably has a pretty good charisma. So probably a +1.
So do I resist with, is it a savings throw or?
I think you got to roll some dice here.
I know, but I'm asking you.
Dice.
Oh, just like plus stat?
Yeah, plus a stat as well. I think your charisma versus her charisma. Who gets pulled in?
I got a flat 6.
Okay. I mean,
all right.
+2 is not a huge win, but it is a win.
Yeah. Well, hey, the differential doesn't really matter that much. I'm cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm begrudgingly enjoying this. So the pictures turn out okay.
Okay, the pictures turn. That's what's important.
I don't try to sabotage her. I don't try to. She wins, and we for the PR.
She wins. Oh my God, you're too Angus right now. She wins. She's not trying to win anything. You're getting married.
I try to throw her off her game a little bit, saying like this is my foul attempt, right? This is what the dice roll kind of represents. I say, do you remember this is the anniversary of the first death caused by the crab strangler?
The Crab Strangler? Is that person who serial killed crabs before either of us was ever born?
Yeah.
Didn't
Crabs are really
some
important.
famous corrupt detective take him down? She just
That's what
looks
we wanted to
so
think.
she looks so confused.
It didn't work. That's fine.
Okay,
What?
well, I didn't know you were into true crime. Actually, I like true crime a lot as well.
Yeah.
What podcast do you listen to?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Go.
I didn't realize we shared a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. It turns into a hobby interest. And like, I genuinely do listen to true crime, but I listen to true crime, so I had to get away with it. It's like what I listen to. But I can't explain that to her.
No, I think you say that and she laughs. She says, well, I mostly listen to Jessica's Wednesday, which is about when Jessica disappeared on that fateful Wednesday so many years ago.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about that. And I grab her by like the lower hip as we like usher inside on the red carpet.
Go inside.
Yeah.
As you go in, she lets the mask drop a little bit when you're in like the receiving hallway between the outside and the inside, and she says, that was nice. I think that was fine. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, it's never been better. I'm clearly like lying. She can like pick up on my lying.
Okay, you seem really preoccupied with serial killers from 20 years ago.
No, not just that. Listen, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot of things going on. A lot of family stuff. You know how it is.
Right.
You're part of a powerful family. I'm part of a powerful family. Yada. Do I have to spell it out?
I know that you don't want to get married to me.
Sorry, 1 second. And I grabbed 2 champagne glasses and I downed them both instead of giving her one.
Oh my god!
You do that when she says, "I know you don't want to get married to me," and doing that crushes her spirit. What an awkward moment. Celeste, we cut over to your mom.
I just want to point out one thing real quick. Eric's characters absolutely crushing members of the Hiroka family, or I guess formerly Khan, now Hiroka family at the Kerensky ball. It all just comes full circle. Full circle.
I'm the only weapon powerful enough to defeat myself.
Your mom is circling the edge of the battlefield as she's making her way towards you. And she's intercepted by a anti-aircraft missile in the form of Triton. As he's like, oh my goodness, Countess, Duchess, you look fantastic. I just have to say, I'm so glad that your Celeste could invite me tonight. And then he starts going into a talk about pickleball, which you are like, that's weird. Why would someone start talking about pickleball? And your mom is just like, oh my gosh, I play pickleball with my husband.
And Trenton's like, yes, I know. So does everyone who's rich and 50 years old.
So occasionally Triton is looking over at you like, you're good. Go out on the floor. You've told him that you wanted him to be a shield for your mom. And he's like, okay, I give good parent.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's gonna play ball, then Celeste is happy to have that be the thing. I think maybe she goes and she's probably got friends here, right? Like other members of the Pax Charlemagne, I imagine.
Sure. Several members of Pax Charlemagne are in attendance, which include the commander, Cirrus Higgle, Hiroshi Genji, who is the heir to the Genji family. It's his nephew. Hold on, it's been so long since. It's Yohei Genji's nephew that he is leaving his inheritance to. So Cirrus is like the leader of that unit, and technically Hiroshi is like the vice commander until he inherits, in which case, Cirrus will then answer to him. Edward Wheat is also here. I
think Celeste will like go have drinks with the Hiroshi group. And actually, I just realized that I think maybe if she sees her, she'd maybe try to talk to Morgan Griffin.
We'll definitely get to talking to Morgan, but your journey with Hiroshi involves a lot of men in their mid-20s to late 30s talking military parlance while standing around in uniforms that look official but are actually mercenary uniforms. But
yeah, I think in that moment is where we kind of see Celeste like pull off the mask a little bit, right? Like the same as we get when she's like with Harmony. I think that's, you know, like she's as much of a military nerd as any of these guys are. So she's like more than happy to like, you know, opine about the tactical advantage of, you know, the X brand of PPC versus Y brand when you're, you know, in high altitude or whatever.
Cirrus immediately is going into. He's like, how did you know that that was going to be such an important issue at tonight's discussion? My Blackjack 3 just got its new PPCs mounted in the arms. Eric is racking his brain. He's like, Blackjack 3.
Blackjack 3. Yeah, I literally am like going into
it. Has two arm-mounted PPCs and 4 medium lasers. Cirrus, it has been a listed pilot on the wiki of one since day one.
Yeah,
there's a Capellan Confederation St. Ives compact.
Are they Series Defiance PPCs?
Jesus, I don't know, Eric.
Okay.
I know the model number. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact weapon type of PPC.
Then don't be mad at me when I don't know something, man.
They're saying I wasn't mad at you. I was explaining it to you.
I'm too in character being. I'm sorry, I'm in character. I'm too in character. I'm fine.
I said PPCs on a blackjack. I saw the look on your face, and you immediately were going, "I'm going to look this one up."
I know, and I instantly went defensive and threw it back at you, which was what my character would do because I'm too like in it. I'm too deep. I'm too deep.
So
I love you, AP. Nothing. Yeah.
Cirrus
I've gone native.
Treating you a little distantly compared to normal. He has a sort of knightly demeanor around him, and it's long been suggested that when Hiroshi takes over the Genji house, that he's going to make Cirrus one of his house knights. And this looks like maybe it's a practice run for him. He's got like kid gloves. He's got spurs on his boots, which is, it's not allowed. It is the symbol of a cavalry officer of the Federated Commonwealth, which in some ways I guess he technically is, but it's mostly the mark of a knight as well. I mean, the only other person we know that wears those that isn't a member of the military is Badger. And last time I said that Badger was doing it, he said Badger has stolen valor, and I was like, you son of a bitch, he's a noble. He's automatically a military officer.
Yeah, no, she'll I think maybe when he says that, she'll be like, you know, I got to admit, I think there's something to be said for the going all laser route. As much as I love the Lancelot, I have always been a little bit jealous that my brother landed that Black Knight.
I think Hiroshi crosses his arms and looks very formally and smugly at you, and he says, "You're starting to sound a lot like your father." He also favored, the Black Knight was his personal Battlemech, and he also favored long warfare engagements with as little resupply as possible. Sounds like you've learned well.
And Celeste will go, we'll take like a big drink and we'll be like, oh, I'll try not to be offended by that. Look, the old bastard has a lot of bad opinions, but he was a pretty decent mech pilot. I have to give him that.
So in your immediate surroundings of the mercenary group, there's a light smattering of laughter. But for people that are close enough to hear this conversation but aren't involved, calling your father a old bastard in the middle of the Kerensky ball is rude. Social suicide.
Not the move.
A woman literally faints and goes, oh, as she collapses to the ground, having heard you say the word bastard in regards to your true-born father. And her husband is like, my goodness, Camilla. He scoops her up.
I think that's probably like that's exactly what Celeste is hoping for, right? So the fact that it, you know, yielded such good results is it's just a bonus.
In the background, we hear some like a waiter saying, "Lord Travar, do you need any help carrying a wife?" And he goes, "Oh no, we play pickleball every Wednesday morning. I'm quite physically adept." As he takes her into one of the back rooms to recover from her fainting episode. But word of your social faux pas, your transgression, is slowly spreading throughout the ballroom as people are like, meh, 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 behind my hand, meh, 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 meh.
So I'm wondering if maybe I can make some kind of role, not even like necessarily to like stop people from talking, but to change the tenor from like, oh, this is such a faux pas to more like, oh, classic Celeste, like,
Okay.
you know, that her polluted blood is always,
polluted blood? Jesus.
I mean, she's the actual bastard, right? Like,
right.
that's the
I'll
kind
tell
of
you
thing.
what.
But basically, the point I'm trying to make is like it. I'm hoping to like turn the tenor of it as more of like an expected kind of look at this unrefined person doing the thing that we know she always does, as opposed to something more surprising, if that makes sense.
I will give you a choice. If you actively get involved with spreading this web out, it will be a 2d6 roll with your skill. If you want it to happen passively, it's going to be a charisma saving throw, but it's not.
Yeah, I want the second one. I want it to be more about like her natural charisma. And as I say that, I'm remembering that I rolled outstanding with this character's stats, and she has an 18 charisma. So
Yeah.
Well, but the saving throw is called luck saving throw, and it's based on what level you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, all right. So I have to hit a 13 on my luck saving throw.
You're a warrior.
Yes, but I'm level 2.
Good luck.
All right, where's a D20? Do we have any of those on this table? Oh, here's one.
D20 is on the table.
That's an 8. An 8, if I recall correctly, an 8 is lower than a 13.
That is correct. I could get the sovereign of math. I could raise him from the grave in India in order to do the proof that 8 is lower than 13. But I will not, in fact, do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know necromancy.
I just gotta ask Eric. He apparently can do all that kind of stuff.
You hope things will turn out in one way or another, and instead there's a lot of talk like, I thought she was old enough to get over this sort of childish behavior. Isn't she in her 20s now? And a woman nearby goes, she's not even married yet. Someone goes, always going to be a little girl, huh? Daddy's little girl. Rebellious. And that is the news story spreading, is little Celeste rebelling against her dad again, never gonna grow up.
Tough review.
Wow.
Yeah, I think as much as Celeste would like to pretend it doesn't, that one probably actually does bother her somewhat.
I can see it.
There is a hush as formally announced the second most important person at tonight's gathering. Lachlan McDougall enters alone and goes to meet with his wife and paramour. He has like a fox as a scarf draped around it, like a fox skin with the head still on the end, and is pulling off a sort of 1800s German hunting lodge look with like a big cape and like fur-lined cloak, lots of leather straps over like padded armor, a big skull cane head on like a silvered cane, and like good boots. It definitely has a effect on the crowd. It certainly feels very costumey, but he pulls it off well, despite the fact that he's definitely about an inch shorter than the last time he showed up at one of these things. You know, he's in his 50s, he's getting up there, and he's kind of hunched, but he gives off a powerful visage of like this hunter as he makes his way out there, and he kisses his wife, and he absolutely snubs Triton Battletech. Triton is like hanging around your mom. For the rest of you, it's your stepmom, and tries to get in there for a conversation, and your dad basically Assassin's Creed him out of the way into his wake. In what the whole ballroom sees this happen. Triton's like going for the handshake, and instead is like, "Ooh, shoulder check." I want to give you guys some time before the Duchess shows up and kicks off the, the banquet and the announcements and all of that stuff.
I want to sow the seeds with Triton at some point.
You go over to talk to Triton.
I want to generate rapport with him first. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, come join the dark side without knowing him. Seems like he could use an ally, right? And so could I. So I'm interested in him. I'm getting him to open up to me. Maybe not necessarily what his plans are, but just that, I want to float that I could help him out in exchange for a future favor.
How do you approach him?
Is he a drinker?
He's 17. No. And I don't want to hear any of that EricVulgaris. This is Europe bullshit.
All right. He doesn't
He's
drink.
also not marrying his first cousin.
All right. All right.
What can I do then? Are you bringing him a drink over? You bringing him a primary beer?
Yeah. Know what? That'd be funny.
All right.
Don't tell your parents.
He looks at all of the cameras in this room, and then he goes for a handshake with you.
Yeah. Handshake.
Okay. He tries to pull you into.
Is there a drinking age in the Federated Sons?
It's 18.
Oh. Okay.
He pulls you into handshake hug. And as he's doing this, he says, "My boy."
I deflect. I strong arm and I dodge that. I will block that pull in,
like father, like son.
Yeah. So it's very awkward.
Right,
and
he goes,
can we strength test this to see if this happens? Because I want to resist this from happening.
You also have an 18 strength, don't you?
No, I have a 14. My stats suck.
I thought you had an 18 in something. And
no,
you were bragging about it.
No, I have garbage everything.
All right, well, he rolled a 10, so.
Well, I rolled a 5, so I guess I'm getting brought in. Oh, okay.
He brings you in. He's just like, just let it happen, bud. Just let it happen. Listen, as he pulls himself away and takes a sip of that beer and goes, "Oh, God, that's disgusting. Who drinks this?"
You try the champagne.
Okay, yeah, sure. Listen, I heard you're the guy.
The guy.
Listen, your dad's retired, right? You are the most powerful noble on the whole planet. You just qualified to become a Mechwarrior while under fire by an enemy force of roaming, like, peasantry. You've got multiple Battlemechs under your command. You're a baron and a knight. You have, one of the top detectives on this world, the guy who caught the crab strangler, the man who would take crabs out of the water and then strangle them for 20 hours for his own satisfaction. He killed hundreds of crabs that way.
What? Where did this come from?
I thought the crab strangler killed people with the crab claws.
That's what I was like.
He killed crabs.
Why is he? What's an
so
eco?
hard to catch him was because he was killing crabs and no one cared.
Okay.
But then he started leaving totems of his sick killings everywhere, and the police were like, "Well, I
Shells.
guess
He unleashed shell on Earth.
Someone walks by and is like, "Oh, it smells."
Are you saying
No old bay.
That's what broke the straw in the camel.
he's not even in jail? He just got a littering ticket.
He's doing community service because he made a mess on the beaches.
Yeah, he's out there on a boardwalk somewhere picking up trash. All right. wearing a vest.
Why is
So dumb.
I don't know why we're.
so
This is the stupidest bit.
This is the best bit we've ever done by far.
Cut to him having a
Complete
crab mech.
throwaway.
Yeah.
All right.
The real problem is that this is now going to keep coming up for the next 3 years.
Yeah. The next session we're gonna have, we're already forgotten about it. It'll be in 3 years.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's
All right,
he
my
starts
reputation
going
precedes me,
over. He
little
starts
man.
he starts implying that you are the guy that is the power behind the throne here. He is implying that you are either as powerful or more powerful than your dad, and that like you run this world.
I don't tell him no, but I
Okay.
also don't like, I don't talk myself up. He's doing a good enough job,
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like, all right, seems like you do your own research. Nice.
All right. He's trying to get a read on you.
Mhm.
What is he seeing as a result?
If he's really good, fear, anxiety, depression. If he's not good, stoicism, suave, Andrew Tate energy.
Andrew Tate energy. I can't believe you described that as suave. Well, he rolled a 9, so I think it's pretty good.
Do I have like a composure test?
I don't
Or is this-
know. I don't know that, that you have
Well,
a
I'm
lot
putting-
of control over your composure. I'll tell you what. Why don't you make a mental effects save? How about that?
Sure. Is that D20?
It is a
D100?
D20. Yes. Are you a warrior?
Yeah.
It's a 15. You rolled a 2.
Yeah, nah. So
You're not
is it-
able to keep your emotions off of your face. And
Yeah, it's a champagne.
he's picking some stuff up and he's just like, hey, my guy, are you okay? You don't look well.
No, I'm not okay, man. Heavy's the head that wears the crown, little bro. As I say, as I swagger off or pretending to salvage some of the swagger.
All right. He now believes that you are the Andrew Tate of this world, and he's whatever they call Tate fans. The Cobras? I don't know.
The Cobras.
He's giving strong incel energy as you walk away. He's like, wow,
Okay,
this
yeah.
guy's so fucking cool. I
Nice.
need him on my side.
Oh, nice. Like, we'll manipulate him and use him to and leave him high and dry at some point.
Great, fantastic. I love that you had a goal to get this guy on your side. And you immediately stopped talking to him before saying anything of value.
No, I quit while I was ahead.
Yeah, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. No, I said I was buttering it up. I wanted the scene to start it off. I mean, if you wanted, like, if I'm not gonna have enough time tonight.
This is good. Listen. This is Andrew Tate energy. You leave him wanting more.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
The
I
only
regret
way he
it.
knows how to operate is leaving people wanting literally anything from him.
Yeah. All right. That's true.
Oh my god.
I still can't stop crying over the crab strangler.
I know. I literally was just thinking about it again. I was like, "What the fuck is up with the crab strangler?"
Just imagine there's like a string of crab legs on a street.
Yeah.
What son of a bitch would do this? Oh, sorry.
Oh my god.
Anyone else have any scenes they want to do before the Duchess arrives to kick things into high gear?
Are they arthropods?
Crabs?
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 Are they arthropods?
I can't even think about it right now.
Sorry.
man.
I'll look. Go ahead. I'll look this up.
Well,
Yeah, but are crustaceans a subset of arthropods? Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh god. So I think like Athena, would walk in, mingle with people, and eventually pull away to kind of have a moment to herself. See this interaction with Triton and her brother, and notice that her brother's kind of. Eric? Would you describe Angus as like maybe trying to keep their cool?
Disheveled, face flushed.
Face flushed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
You catch me coming out of the bathroom after like, you know, the classic like guy who drank maybe a little bit too much too fast, splashed in the face of like the like, you know, prep talk for like 30 seconds
God.
in the mirror.
We're in the 90s.
We've all been
again.
there. Shut up, man. We've all been there. We've all done this before. Don't pretend. Don't look off
I do it every
pensively
day,
in the
Eric.
didstance, Sam. We've all had this like that little rally before.
I'll be honest. I was looking at my other screen. I tuned out for a second. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
He was checking to make sure that the crabs were arthropods, you know, like some sort of.
They are, by the way.
Okay.
They're part of the phylum Arthropoda.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so I like the idea. It's like the Night of Roxbury. You're like you go to the bathroom and you like splash some water in your face, like I got this, and you come out and your sister's standing there and it's like, so what do you have? Because like you're like whispering that under your breath.
Yeah. What?
It's arthropods. That's what he whispers.
Yeah, I think the scientist in Athena is just like, did you know that crabs are arthropods? I couldn't help but hear that you were talking about the crab strain. No, I don't actually.
Yeah.
Brother.
Nothing. I say, obviously lying. You can read me. You can read. I think if you're
Like
are you suave?
Reading?
Are you socially suave enough?
Yeah, I'm relatively suave.
You haven't seen me at all hanging out with Carmen. You see that I'm stressed and distressed. You should probably assume relationship troubles when I say nothing.
Right. And also, you've already come to me saying that you want to break up.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, so that also. Hint number 2. I've also told you what's troubling me.
That solved the crab strangler case.
Oh, man, we're punch drunk.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I see things are going well. Are you... perhaps we can talk and...
God, yeah. Do you want some fresh air? I could use fresh air.
Yes, please.
Go to the balcony.
I've been surrounded by some sycophants. I didn't know that we're all around in this place.
God, you're telling me. I swear, man, these parties get worse and worse every year. As the doors onto the veranda close, the 2 security guards with the little things in their ears go like, boop, 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 and like the doors close, and we're out there quietly in the VIP balcony area. Campaign?
Please. It's more work than I thought to come and be a socially adept to these things, but well,
what can I? What do you need? Sorry, I've been well not there.
No, it's okay, brother. Really, I know you came to me earlier, and I was thinking about it some more, and so I wanted to seeing you again here tonight. Well, let's just say we're family, as much as we may hate each other in some way, shape, or form.
I fall to my knees. Thank you. You have no idea. Thank you. Oh my God, you're the best. Oh my God, I would do anything. Thank you. Like without even like totally saying yes, I'm just assuming this is a yes, and I'm kind of pressuring it so you can't walk it back at this point. Is kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah, totally. And I said, right. Well, let's just say there are a lot of things, but
spell it out.
Do you have a plan? Do you have an idea?
Nope. That's what I need help with.
I see.
I need a no fault way out of this marriage.
Well,
or I mean, her fault too would also work. Really, the important part here is that we protect Dad.
Yes, in the family, of course. Because with the dad's reputation, does the family go? At least in this particular circumstance. Well, all right then. Well, you said anything. I don't know if this is the right place, but I want to know more about what's going on with your business and why you got arrested, for instance, and how that all went down.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a misunderstanding.
Well, like I said, brother, we don't have to talk about it here.
Yeah.
But that is my deal.
I'm like immediately thinking that you're wearing a wire. I'm like looking around like somebody put you up to this. I'm looking. Yeah.
I think she's like, what are you looking at, brother? We are here alone on the balcony, but this is still a social function. I don't know if it would be wise for us to speak to
Angus. You look inside and you find standing next to your father, staring daggers at you, in full police detective dress uniform, is Fish.
Oh.
At the very moment you're looking to see if there's a wire, if you're being investigated, Fish is staring daggers at you. It's a coincidence for us above the table, but for you, it confirms everything. Your sister is here to entrap you.
I don't know, sis. I don't feel comfortable talking to you anymore. I thought I was gonna get fresh air, but now I just feel more trapped. I don't know. I gotta go.
Is there any way, AP, that I could roll to like calm my brother?
Yeah. Let me put it this way: if you don't do something to stop me, I'm going to leave the party.
Yeah, I think Athena wants Angus to feel comforted by like her presence because she does want something, and is willing to help her brother out of this situation as best she can. Okay.
No. Then okay. You want to help me? Then you have to help cover my escape. Do I trust you?
Yeah. So I think that's
okay. Can we jump to this? So like let's skip the part where it's like, I don't know, can you trust me? Like you're going to have to, kind of thing. And like this is going to be the deal. Is there a way off the balcony, off like one of those streamers or like one of those like large, like curtains that are like rolled up?
Okay.
And can I like use that to slide down? Yeah, like Aladdin style. So like I can like sneak out of this place, and then I'm like, you need to cover for me. If you do that, then can I trust you? Is that crazy?
I kind of like this idea because I feel like the moment of me like giving a speech or like drawing attention away from the fact that my brother has left the party is like one way that I could potentially pursue my goal, because like the point is that so yeah, I do like this this route that I could potentially take because I didn't really have a speech, so like let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, Angus, for a physical effects save as you Aladdin down the side of a building.
Yeah, dude.
One step ahead of the fish man.
No fear. 5.
Okay. You hit the ground.
Can I warrior that?
You can warrior the damage away. Yes. You hit the ground hard, but you roll. Yeah. And you are aware that you should have broken one or more ankles with this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I luckily I go the curtain rips or something like that, but as it's like falling into that, I like jump to like a tree or something like that. And I'm scurry, and instead of going down there, I like go from the tree branch, which kind of helps slow my fall.
Guard turns
into a shrub.
Light, and he's just like, "Is someone there?" Must have been the wind.
Yeah.
He doesn't wait for you. He says that immediately.
Doesn't search, doesn't pursue it. He just like must have been the wind.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk home.
I imagine an acoustic version of Wonderwall is playing as you walk through the streets with your tie undone, your cummerbund loose, You're walking slowly. You go like this occasionally. Like little bits of rainwater are coming off the sides of buildings.
Yeah. This is the part of like Miami Vice when things are falling apart and sad, you know, like that's the
and you just walk. You just walk past like a crab pot house with like crabs dangling from the.
It's been 21 years since the strangler was caught.
Yeah, and
21 years
anniversary.
Since the streets have been safe.
And there's like a newspaper post of like 21 years ago.
Yeah, there's a billboard at like the museum or something, like some like crime museum.
Detective Fish has a guy who's got like a big hat and glasses on, so he can't see their face, and he's putting their head into a cop car.
Strangler.
Oh my god! No, the crab pot place is called the Crab Strangler. Now they've rebranded the name.
They only sell strangler crabs there, which is a type of crab. We're gonna let this joke ride. We shouldn't though, but we will.
Oh my god.
Athena, I would like you to on the spot make up a speech to cover why your brother is not coming back out from the balcony with you. This is it. This is your whole moment. I need to know what you're going to talk about, and then you have to decide whether this is leadership or persuasion.
I mean, they're the same rank, so it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, but don't listen to your heart. Don't make the decision based off of rules.
No, I'm definitely thinking about, I think in this moment, okay, well, let's see. What's a reasonable way that my brother would not come out from the balcony?
Listen. You occasionally rely on me to give you answers for things. I will give you nothing for this. It is insane what he just did, and there is no lie anyone will believe.
That's fair. So then I won't lie. Instead, I will just.
If you need a lifeline, let me know.
No. Well, I mean, I was going to go down the cater to or pander to the joke that we've continuously been going, and just like go into the scientific facts of crabs and how sometimes they just need to crawl away.
Are crabs arthropods?
Yeah.
You say as you pick up a glass of champagne, a spotlight coming down on you as the entire audience goes hush, waiting for your doctoral thesis statement.
Yes, and it's like, are crabs arthropods?
Yes. Someone in the crowd just says yes. Flat.
Then one would say that crabs have a kingly stature, as they fit so well with the name Arthur, legendary King Arthur. And I think she goes like deep into trying to just obscure the moment with a tale of legends and how.
Let's just make sure I'm clear here, Eddie.
You walk out of a balcony.
Your suggestion is to cover the weird thing that Angus did by being even fucking weirder.
Exactly. Just
the thing is,
lean into it.
No one's gonna have any time to notice Angus didn't come back in because they're too busy wondering what the fuck is up with this discussion about crabs.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
The entire idea is the fact that like just blindside them with obscurity and strangeness.
Yeah, of course you blinded them with science. I get it.
Blinded them with science.
Oh,
Exactly.
man.
So I think like, and like she comes back to an analogy. Well, let's see how I roll, and then maybe I can describe it a little more rather than come to the speech on the spot.
The way you've described it so far is a failed roll, but go ahead.
Oh my god.
Charisma plus your skill in either of those.
Yep. So I think it's just going to be a +1 on this.
Okay.
All right.
On an 8, people won't question Angus. On a 10, people won't question you. Boy, that ain't no 10. Are you an expert?
I am an expert.
You can re-roll once.
I think that would be worthwhile. Yes. That's a 6. +1 is 7.
After about 30 seconds of floundering, your dad walks over. You started into the legend of King Arthur, and your dad, Lachlan, walks over and puts a hand on your shoulder and says, speaking of legendary heroes, let's raise a toast to the modern-day King Arthur of New Avalon, Hans Davian. Everybody, Hans Davian. As everyone raises their champagne glasses and says, to Hans Davian! And in the background, there's one guy who goes, to the crab strangler.
All right, you're
pushing it now.
It's the same guy who said that crabs were arthropods immediately.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think Athena would be.
Yeah, he's got his hand around your shoulder, and now that all the heat is off you for a moment, he's just like, are you having a stroke? Are you physically okay?
For now.
Okay, where is your brother?
Well,
tonight is his big moment.
It is. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? We were going to announce his marriage engagement tonight at the Kerensky ball. Both houses are here. He and his fiancée are here. Where is your brother? He went out on the balcony with you, and you just failed your role to cover for him. I'm asking you, where is your brother?
Oh my god.
I'll be honest, Father, I'm not sure. I looked away one moment and he wasn't there.
There's only one exit to the balcony. The door. You looked away and he what? Athena, this is disappointing behavior.
yeah.
I thought you had grown. I thought with what you had shown me so far tonight, but this little stunt to cover for your brother, lying to me about him? What would your mother say if she knew?
Well, she's looking down upon us now. I'm sure she knows where he is.
Bearing false witness is a sin.
But I didn't see where he went, Father. I wasn't lying.
I'm not here to talk semantics with you. I'm here to find your brother.
I understand.
I'm disappointed, Athena. I would have expected better.
Think further, Father. If he's not gone through the door, where else could he have gone?
I mean, he just walks away from you with a look of disappointment and sadness. And not just you, but definitely you, but also Angus. That his children are once again acting like children rather than the grown adults in their 20s that they are.
I'm pretty sure only Celeste is 20.
Right.
The others are 18.
They're in their
We're
late
both
teens.
18. 18.
Right. But you're acting like young children when you're like, think again, Father. If there's only one exit, where could he be? You're like a South Park character.
Well, I mean, he was saying that he was disappointed in and yes, either way. I think Athena does not follow him, but I think goes back to the balcony to see what happened with her brother.
You look over the edge and you see a huge rip in the Duchess's house banner. I mean, this is probably thousands of dollars of damage to this beautiful centuries-old tapestry that's only brought out for the Kerensky ball.
Oh my god.
And then you see a bunch of broken tree branches.
I think I just sigh under my breath and just think look to the sky and just say, I hope this is worth it, brother.
The last scene tonight is a Triton Bassett Latour still talking with your stepmom or mom, depending on which of the children you are. and he's just very calmly saying, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan of ancient culture. Actually, I know quite a bit about that subject. Did you know that there was a official crossover with Bebop and Rocksteady into the Sonic universe, canonically linking those two universes together forever?" She's like, "I didn't think I'd ever find anyone, as a art scholar, I was not aware that anyone still followed the ancient tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And in the background, we hear trumpeting and a bunch of very well-dressed guardsmen all snap to attention as the Duchess enters the Kerensky Ball. And that's where we're going to end our session today.
Oh my god.
Welcome back.
I went from supremely rolling like a god to absolutely flubbing. So
Well, the thing about
you were riding high in April, shot down in May.
true.
the thing about Ninja Turtles, AP, is that much like crabs, they're heroes in a half shell.
Oh, that would have been great. Oh, man.
But crabs have a full shell. They don't have
But
half
you can
shell.
you can get crabs on the half shell.
That
That's
is
like a
true.
way. That
would have been
that's
a much
way of
better
serving
segue. Yeah.
I guess it would have been better if I'd said, much like crabs, Ninja Turtles are served by the half shell.
Yes.
It's all right.
Yeah. And then, like, starting with the heroes aspect, and then we could talk about Kerensky, and, like, that would have been a much better speech.
Yeah. Well,
There were some bad
retrospect.
roasts tonight.
Next time.
True, yeah, you're telling me, brother. I would love to have passed a single roll tonight. That'd been great.
Oh,
Telling
my
me,
God.
brother.
I'm not your brother, pal. I'm your dad. And I'm also your mom.
Okay, Dad. Okay, Mom.
I thought that Eric was just doing like a Macho Man Randy Savage thing there. For a second.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I wish I'd rolled better, brother.
I'm about to snap into a heroic primary beer.
Of course, Savage would do that. Do a primary beer ad. Oh my god.
That's about right.
That's awesome.
I love that somewhere out there's a tabloid that is going to be running a story tomorrow morning that just says, like, Angus McDougall, possible engagement broken, but wait, he was seen with a primary beer. What are the secret signs he's actually sending? Here are 20 different guests that I bring onto my podcast to discuss, the hidden signs of Angus McDougall.
Oh man. 20 guests. That's a lot of people.
It's run by a former failed comedian who's famous for having a hobby of getting kicked in the face.
Seth Verde.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well,
Weirdly enough, he's an enemy of the state. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Seth Green.
What you need to know, audience, is that EricVulgaris has been watching 90s movies with Denzel Washington in it for the whole week. So,
Well, not just Denzel Washington. That doesn't make any. That's a non sequitur because he's not in. Yeah, sure. Denzel Washington. Sure. You know what? Explaining it is even worse. So you know what? You're right. Honestly, you got me there, Chief. Well done.
Wow.
You got me there.
the oceans are now battlefields, Eric.
Yeah.
I don't think I've laughed this
They
hard.
do be
in an
battlefields.
episode in a while.
Oceans do
great.
be battlefields.
Napoleon is master of Europe.
Old Boney. All right.
Well, that
Did
was a lot
anyone
of fun, y'all.
actually finish any of their goals?
I worked on a goal, but never finished it.
I don't think anyone actually finished
I
any
technically
goals.
gave a speech.
No, I finished my goal. Athena's up to my cause.
I don't know that Athena helping you escape from the balcony is the same thing as joining your cause.
But she agreed to commit to help me.
I will let Eddie make that decision.
You haven't really given me anything to seal the deal yet, but yes, I did agree that we will work together.
Okay.
But there was no commiseration yet. You just kind of like,
Okay.
the first step was me socially sacrificing myself so that you could leave.
That's true. So you did.
Eddie,
You Iron Gianted my situation for sure. I appreciate it.
Do you feel that this goal was completed or not, Eddie?
Well, what's the goal wording exactly?
I already closed the tab. It's literally get you to my cause.
The cause in question, though, is
yes. What's the cause?
The marriage.
To get out of my marriage with Tuaroka.
The marriage.
Sway Athena to my cause to get out of my marriage to Aroka is my goal verbatim.
Do you feel like that has happened?
Swaying is a questionable state because you really begged me to.
That would be a method of persuasion.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Okay. All right. So.
Did I success? Oh, sorry. Go ahead and finish up that.
Yeah, I want to get him his XP. So you get 200 for completing a goal. I think this does the opposite of advancing your house, since the marriage would be good for a house. And it's only known to the two of you that you've made this alliance, so you get 500 total. All right, hit me with your suggestions, Sam. Which goal do you think you completed?
I guess it's a kind of a question mark because there's still more of the ball.
The ball isn't over. You're not safe.
Yeah, okay,
yet.
so we'll just wait until the ball's over. All right, cool.
Wait, I got 500 total?
Yes.
Oh, your boy leveled up, I think.
What's your total now?
2,200?
Yes. The amount you need is 2,005.
Nice. Good year.
Almost as old as I am. It's laid down by my father.
Oh my god.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Do you re-roll all your XP when you or HP when you level up in this game?
Yes. And if you roll higher than before, you get the new number, and if not, you keep the other number.
4 + 5 is 9. Yep, I got a little bit more. All right, cool. Thank you.
I did technically give a speech at the Kerensky Ball to demonstrate my public speaking confidence, even though it was a terrible speech.
Do you feel like that completed that goal?
I mean...
Do you feel like that speech demonstrated confidence?
It's a great question.
I mean, I feel like confidence to give a speech on the spot to cover for your brother. Yes.
Okay.
I think for sure.
I think you would be very hard to argue that you advanced Whittington, the Federated Sons, humanity, or your own house with this action. But I will say it is known to a lot of people. So you'll get 200 for completing a goal and 100 for being known to a lot of people.
True. I think the only argument I might have for the house is that I'm repairing relationships with my brother.
No.
Okay.
Look, I appreciate the hustle. You get to make the shot. But
yeah, that's all I'm asking for. You know, it's like, give me the opportunity.
I don't know that a 10-second conversation on a balcony that ends with your brother leaping away from you advances.
That was his decision to leave out the balcony. But I thought he was like trying to get out of the Kerensky Ball in like a normal way. That wasn't me. Like,
I thought you were. Shit. Listen, when I heard you two agree to this, I thought you were just going to start giving a speech and he was going to sneak out. I didn't realize.
That's what I thought I was going to have to do.
I didn't realize he was doing a cutscene from Prince of Persia.
It would have been much easier to give a speech if they had just walked out as I was giving the speech. But
now, if he had the sands of time, he would have been able to re-roll. But
oh my god! Even my re-roll didn't help me, which was terrible. It sucks. But all right, you said 250, 250 XP.
No, 300.
Oh, 300. Okay, 300. Cool. I'm only 210 away from leveling up.
Okay.
And I'm just going to call this the Kerensky escape.
Sure. Are we good in 2 weeks, which would be the 11th of February?
Yep.
Could be.
I'm in.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Any closing thoughts for our audience and our Patreon members before we wrap this one up officially?
I'm just super happy to be back.
Yeah, thanks for the patience, y'all. Life can be crazy sometimes, so
yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene is a man on a beach with one of those plastic grabber things, picking up trash and putting it in a recycling bin, as a night security guard puts a flashlight on and says, "Well, Jim, it's been 21 years to the day. Community service is done." And the man with the bag turns and looks at him, and he's got like a cap that's like red, and it's got little crab eyes coming off of it, and it's got little crab tendrils coming down. He goes, "I still hate him every single day. And just as soon as they take this anklet off of my leg, I'm gonna go back and strangle them because it's totally legal. No one can stop me from killing something I'm gonna eat." And the guy with the flashlight goes, "Okay, Jim, whatever makes you happy. Just don't tie them up dying and leave them off of streetlights. It's not artwork." It's artwork.
It's weird, man.
You
It's my
just don't
craft.
understand. Art's what you take away from it. And then
As
he
it
puts
closes.
off into an alleyway off the beach. And the guy with the
my
flashlight
God.
goes, "That's the last I'm ever going to see him." He turns the flashlight off, and as he does, the screen goes completely black.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, he said that's the last we're ever going to see of him. That's it, Sam.
That's what he
We're
said.
never going to talk about the
Hey,
book.
AP,
We're never
we
going to
all
talk
know
about
that's
the craft
foreshadowing.
trailer again.
AP, we all know that's foreshadowing. We
No,
know that's
it's
going to come
not
up again. He's going to come up
it's only
with the
foreshadowing.
AP, if you
In a mech
introduce
battle.
a crab strangler in Act 1, you have to pay it off in Act 3.
It's episode 8. It's Chekhov's flashlight. What it foreshadowed was that we're done. Jesus. I'm
Closing
trying to
the
wrap
bit.
up this chapter of technical crime.
Oh my God.
He got 21 years of hard service for littering,
Oh man.
disturbing
Oh,
the
boy.
peace. All right,
Glittering.
All right,
and-
we're out of here.
audience, we'll see you in 2 weeks, friends.